How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Blue Shifting, and welcome back to Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. So, we managed to go on a lot of monster hunting last week. We kind of got to explore a lot of the world, and now we're actually on our way towards the main core investigation where we're going to try and figure out what happened to the missing airship and potentially our father. So, you know, pretty important stuff on the line here. We've managed to get our way past the checkpoint. But now we're here on, like, the military base where, like, the general here is apparently very anti-bracer. I have my theories about that. We'll see if that's confirmed or not, because my theory is ultimately based on the idea that bracers accomplish a lot of the work that the military really should be trusted with. But bracers get prestige, so they get to kind of pick their missions. They also probably get paid more than soldiers. But the soldiers, you know, they work tirelessly, they do a lot of the jobs that nobody wants to do, and they're the ones that are going to be in the front lines if something bad happens, and so, like, he probably feels that's a very unfair balance. But regardless of that, we're going to figure all this out together. So, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you guys have a good time today, just like I hope to have a good time, and I will, I'm sure. I've been looking forward to this for a while, so let's just jump into it. Alright, so, let us be looking around, I suppose. Like, I'm immediately, like, I want to, like, ooh. Oh, interesting. So I can rotate the camera a little bit, but not a whole lot. All right. So, a lot of stuff kind of partitioned off. I'm thinking about visiting the Empire. Doesn't look like anyone's here to fill out the necessary paperwork for leaving the country, though. Well, it doesn't really matter to me, since I live my life on the whim. In fact, the only reason I decided to travel to the Empire is, well, because it occurred to me. Interesting. So, there isn't restricted travel as of yet. Alright, so there's a building there. And a military here. Welcome to Hacken Gate. Hey, wait a minute. Did you come here by the way of Eason Road? So he's like, wait a minute, well, how did you get here? How in the world did you guys get through? The barricade hasn't been lifted on the Eason Road yet. We came here on an errand for Mayor Maybell from Bose. Do you think we could go in and see General Morgan? Joshua explained what the mayor requested without disclosing his identity. Well, that's understandable. In that case, I could definitely get you in to see the general, but unfortunately he's out at the moment. He's actually spearheading a number of searches right now. It looks like our timing was bad. You don't happen to have any idea when he might return, do you? I think he'll be back sometime today. There's a bar at the rest stop over there, so why don't you go wait for him? I'll let you know when he gets back. A bar at the rest stop? Why is there a bar in a place like this? Obviously, because this is the border of the Empire. The screening process for those entering and leaving the country is really strict, so there are a lot of travelers who have to wait quite a bit. That makes a lot of sense. In that case, it's understandable that you'd need facilities like an inn and bar. Well then, we'll take you up on your suggestion and wait over at the bar. Alright. That was the building I saw earlier. Alright. Blonde-haired man. What a surprise. This is my first time eating Liberl's cooking, but it was rather delectable. I'm glad you liked it. If you're new to town, there's a number of other places you could eat with Liberl cooking as well. You enjoy this trip of yours all right? That I will do, believe me. If this is the kind of food I can get in the border dives like this, then I truly am in for a feast elsewhere in this land. Well, excuse me for having my bar here in the outskirts of the country. Before you go feasting on finer things, how about a glass of wine? No, it's not high-end exactly, but the taste is worth the price. Well then, maybe I will. Do you think this guy is... He looks like a traveler from the Empire, if you ask me. Good day to you all, my fine friends. You appear to be citizens of Liberl, but may I ask if you are traveling to the Empire? Nope, we're just here on an errand. We're not traveling to the Empire. You appear to be a citizen of Erebonia yourself. What about you? Are you here to visit the Liberl Kingdom? Huh, I'm glad you ask. I am indeed a visitor to Liberl, both for work and for pleasure. And you say you're running an errand, but I can see your true colors. I know exactly who you are. Who are we? Indeed, you're bracers, no? How'd you know? You removed our bracer emblems. Wait, are you trying to tell us you're in the same profession? It's true there are guild branches in the Empire, but actually I'm not a bracer. I just know several people in the guild, that's all. And there's an air about you that reminded me of them, so I just thought I'd ask. Those are some excellent deductive reasoning skills you've got. I don't think an amateur could have picked us out of a crowd like that. Are you sure you're a traveler? Please don't look at me with such suspicious eyes. Those cold flickering eyes of amber, just like a glass of exquisite brandy. You just make me want to kiss you and hold you in my arms. What? You're a bold one, aren't you? Wait a minute, you one of those men who likes other boys? You can just say gay, it's fine. I just can't help myself when I see something beautiful standing before my eyes. Daughters of serenity, sons of elegance. Supernatural melodies and cleansing landscapes, masterpieces and stories to move the soul. And last but not least, the most exquisite in food and drink. For such things there's as these are those which pique my interest. So you're a pervert, just like I thought. That doesn't make him a pervert. Yep, definitely a pervert. Okay, well maybe pervert as in like, he'll just go for whatever. How dreadful is it that genius is misunderstood in every generation. I feel as if my dedicated glass heart is about to be broken. You, with the magnificent black hair, please comfort me in my time of need. I'm gonna have to pass. You've already scarred me for life as it is. I've heard strange conversations in my day, but this is one worth remembering. Look at the kid's face. Hey, you three. Oh, it's a soldier from earlier. The general has just returned. I just spoke with him about the matter and he said he'll meet you now. Really? Yeah, so come back to the barracks with me immediately. Wow, that was much quicker than I thought. Yeah, now maybe we'll be able to find out what's going on. Okay, let us be off then, shall we? Wait, what? Why is he coming with us? He's just coming a lot. Why? Why are you following us around for? Your timing is excellent. You don't miss a beat in exiting behind us, so it seems almost natural. Scarily so. Ha, you've noticed. Everything about you all just seems so interesting. I thought I'd take a gander. Please don't mind me. Carry on, my good gentle mademoiselles. Of course we're going to mind. Now get you, shoo. Scrooge. Who was that guy? Seriously, what's his deal? He's not normal, that's for sure. Getting rid of the weirdo is probably not only good only for ourselves, but service to the world at large too. Now, let's hurry and meet with the general. Alright, general boy. I could hear some arguing. Was there some kind of problem with another traveler? No, nothing big like that. That aside, could you let us in to meet with the general? Yeah, he's inside. His office is the last door on the left. Make sure you don't go wandering around in other places while you're not permitted. Dang it! I was just about to say, it's like, ooh, we get to look around a little bit. But we could go... Okay. I thought it would have been crazy if we popped down here and there was like someone in a jail cell. Oh, nope. Let's not go up here where there's guards. Don't mind us, we're just a little lost. Perfectly reasonable, perfectly normal. The end of the hall on the left. Looks like this is the general's room. Not yet. Let's see what's here. Door's locked. Alright, let's go ahead. Alright, here goes nothing. You're here on behalf of Mayor Maybell? That's right. Very well. Come inside. Thank you for seeing us. I'm glad you came. My name's Morgan. I have been tasked with guarding the Harken Gate by Her Majesty, Queen Alicia. It's an honor to meet you, sir. We're here on behalf of Mayor Maybell. Please pardon our intrusion during such a busy time. There's no need to apologize. I've known Maybell since she was but a child. I couldn't imagine ignoring her request, much less one from the mayor. All right then. Would you please read this first? Handed over Mayor Maybell's letter. So it's about the missing airliner, is it? Under ordinary circumstances, that information would be strictly confidential, but considering this is a request coming from her, I'll tell you everything I know. Sweet! Why are you happy about something that doesn't concern you? Crap, I should have kept my mouth shut. Estelle, yes, but it's okay. The mayor appears quite distraught over the situation, so we wanted to do anything we can to assist her. I see. Well, I'm glad to hear that she's been blessed with some good people around her. Let me get right down to things and explain the status of our search efforts. Please do. The airliner, Linda, disappeared on its way to Roland after taking off from Bowes Landing Airport. Presently, we have units searching, but all areas in the region, but have yet to come up with anything. So what you're saying is the possibility of an incident being caused by monsters or an accident is fairly slim, right? If an airship of that size had crashed, it likely would have been discovered in the initial search efforts. Yes, exactly right. In fact, the flight's route between Bowes and Roland goes over some plains that allow a commanding view of the land. And of course, the probability of an airliner going down into Valeria Lake or the ocean is extremely low. Boy, I'm relieved to hear that's probably not a worst-case scenario like that. I don't know, Estelle. I actually think it paints a worst-case scenario. That's like a hijacking. So, if those have been ruled out, then that leaves the door open to the possibility the airship could have been taken, right? Which makes me think the only remaining motive must be to loot the cargo or demand a ransom of the hostages. In other words, a hijacking, right? Also, considering the geographical conditions, it could have been a covert operation carried out by the Imperial Army. And that would be really big news if that were the case. What's the matter, General? I was just thinking that's quite an impressive assessment for some civilians. We also considered the possibility that the Imperial Army was involved, so we had to enforce strict regulations on the flow of information. An internal incident, if taken lightly, could result in another war. But thanks to the small mercies of the Idios, the possibility for another conflict disappeared early this morning. A certain organization sent a letter to the royal family in Orbal claiming responsibility and demanding a ransom for the passengers. Well, that's something. This organization goes by the Kapua family. Kapua family? It couldn't be who I think it is, could it? It certainly appears to be that way. The Sky Bandits, who have been operating in the shadows in the Bowes region, are led by 3 siblings at their head. I take it you've heard of them. Not only have we heard of them, we just had a run-in with them in Roland. Uh-oh. I just can't believe those good-for-nothing thieves that managed to create such a big incident here in Bowes. Estelle! Oops. You had a run-in with them in Roland. I had heard some of their gang had showed up in the Roland region, but I think he's onto us. Yeah, because you and your big mouth. I see now. I thought the way you were analyzing the situation was strange from your civilians. But I never would have guessed that a girl and a couple of kids like you were bracers. Who are you calling kids? Just for the record, Mayor Maybell did in fact request that we come and talk to you. Silence, deceivers! Get in here, men! He looks pretty pissed. So this is how hard-nosed military man acts, huh? What's the matter, General? Did these visitors try to pull anything funny? These bracers need to be shown the door. Throw them out immediately. Just what's your problem, old man? Trying to brush us off like bugs? You're no different. Hiding your identity so you could try and finagle some information out of me. It's because you pull underhanded actions like this, the bracers can't be trusted. Just when you get off calling us finagling? It's your own fault since you didn't share information with the guild to begin with. Nonsense. Who in their right mind would leave an incident this big in the hands of a mere civilian group? I swear, of all the stupid things Maybell could have tried to pull, hiring a bunch of kids like this and getting in the way of our search party. How about you cut it with the crap, General? Why do you think we'd have come all the way from Roland to begin with? It's because when it comes down to it, your military morons can't do your job. Oh gosh, no. Okay. Here's the thing. He's got a point. If this could have become an international incident, if this was like the Empire intruding into things and literally taking one of our ships, it was set the precedence for war. You can't just have that being like exacerbated by, hearsay. You need to understand what's going on because information is critical. In a situation where you're on imminent war, there's a small window of politicking that can potentially avoid disaster. He's banking on the fact that if it were worst case scenario, which is military intervention from across the wall, that it could be resolved before it actually went to shots being fired. Now that he's got the information that it was by the Sky Bandits, or at least that they've claimed responsibility, that makes it easier because now it would make sense for him to share it with the Bracers. Because the Bracers, as a civilian organization, like, it's state secrets that they don't want to trust them with because that could be so delicate, and you don't want people who are, gung-ho. I mean, like, Estelle's great, but she's someone who flies off the handle. If she got information early, she could set off an incident that could react into a war. Like, that's not an exaggeration. That's just reality. So he had reason to do what he did. I think it's fairly valid. Now, if he was going to still restrict information after hearing that the Sky Raiders had claimed, like, responsibility, then I would have a lot more problems with it. But he's just found that out. It's very likely he was going to come out public, or at least semi-public with the information so that the families could be informed, that they could get some communication like set up and everything. Like, overall, it's just, I understand they're frustrated with him. I think that he's not in the wrong. And I think Scheherazade has definitely got some kind of something personal on the line because she's very, very, very hostile right now. So not going to help improve relations at the slightest. So, yeah. What'd you just say? Holy cow. Scheherazade's really pissed, all right. For the past few months, you've known about the string of burglaries which seem to be work of Sky Bandits, right? And who, knowing full well was them, dumped the workload into the guild instead of looking into it themselves like they should have, huh? And now, the second this incident passes, you get on your high horse with an attitude. Yet you've got nothing to show for it. No hostages or even the location of the missing airliner. Don't you think that's an embarrassment to the entire kingdom? Silence, girl! The military is an organization that runs on discipline and does not take action on a whim. Unlike a group I know who doesn't think ahead to let the Sky Bandits escape, so enough with your insolence. So you're really looking for a fight, aren't you? How sad to see such discord. Oh no. He's a bard. Strife brings nothing but to the board, but only extends the barren wilderness within our hearts. Let me sing you a requiem for all, one to soothe your parched souls. A gentle yet wistful tune to bathe your bridal spirits and cause the desert of your heart to bloom. Brightly shooting stars leaving trails in the sky. Like a guiding light, they show me the way to your eyes. I imagine it goes with the song. This yearning passion tears my heart in twain. And the cruel moon mocks my pain. There you go. I kind of found the tune there. If this fleeting dream shall never be, a single wound will remain in my heart all to see. It's hard. A passionate first and final kiss. Your tears to me are an amber bliss. Let us mature this eternal love. Thank you. I'm sorry you had to be subjected to that. It looks like you all understood what I was trying to get across. What is it that the most precious above all? That's love and peace, baby. Oh gosh. I think it's about time for the search party to be returning with their report. That's right, General. I should get back to my duties, make sure that you don't let you kids in again. Oh, and cancel any further checks on the travelers along the Easton Road. Having these kids around any longer will just be an eyesore. Right away, sir. He ran away. I wish we could escape. He's still right behind us, isn't he? No matter what country you visit, military men lack romanticism. But you lot, on the other hand, appear to appreciate my aesthetic sense. You know, maybe we should get going ourselves. Yeah, good idea. We had a bit of trouble, but we did manage to get some information. After we head back to Bose, how about we think about our future plan of attack? Where are you going? Wait for me! I mean, please wait for me! Let me try to introduce myself again. I'm Oliver Lenheim. I'm wandering bard and musician by trade. As you already know, I am an Urbonian tourist, touring your fair Liberl. I'm Estelle, and... Now wait a minute, why do you have to introduce ourselves to you? Easy, Estelle. He did intercede for us back there. I'm Joshua. And I'm Scheherazade. Things were getting pretty heated, and I'm glad you stepped in before something really bad happened. Let me just say thanks. Huh, you've got nothing to thank me for. I only did what any person who loves beauty and peace would have done. However, if you insist, how about going out with me on a date for our day? I'm going to have to pass on that. First of all, I don't have that sort of free time. That's too bad. Alright then, I guess I'll accept Joshua as a substitute. What do I have to do with any of this? Please don't involve me in your questionable humor. Well, that's odd. I didn't mean it as a joke. Saying that makes you even more questionable. Now, just a minute. How come you didn't invite me on a date? You? I don't know how to put this, but you're lacking in the sexy department. I disagree! She's gonna be upset. I'm upset. You might want to think about taking a lesson or two from your friends here. Well, excuse me for not being sexy. And just what do you mean by saying I should take a few lessons from Joshua? Calm down, Estelle. I think you're cute enough just the way you are. Though I guess it's true, you are a bit lackluster in the sexy category. Okay. Gosh, some people and their tastes, man. What did you just say? Oh, good grief. Anyway, like I said before, we're busy. I'm sorry there's not a better way to thank you, but we've got to get going. Then, how about you take me along with you to the city of Bose? This is my first time in Liberl, after all, and I'd like to request a guide. Well, if that's all you want, then I don't mind. Shahara, now, just a sec. It's the least we can do, and we're heading the same place anyway. Plus, acting as a guide is one of the Bracer's many duties. Oh, alright. I guess we're stuck with him until then. But what if he tries to sink his poisonous fangs into blast into Joshua? Estelle? Don't you worry, Joshua. I'll save you from his perverted attentions if he tries anything funny. What exactly that you think he'll try? Please don't refer to me like I'm some sort of ferocious beast. I'd rather you call me a hunter of love. Even love stealer wouldn't be that bad of a title either. Oh my gosh, he's like the stereotype of bards. I wonder, like, no, he can't be the origin of the stereotype, but he's got to be up there, one of the earliest, like, direct, like, references to the horny bard. Are you right in the head? So, how about it, everyone? Shall we leave for Bose? I'm counting on you all to get me there safely. Now let us be off. Who died and made you leader? Hey, wait a minute. You! I'm not done warning you about the grisly fate that awaits you if you sully Joshua's innocence. Well, this is fun. We'll have to try him in combat a bit and see how he's doing. Let's see. Is there any food here? Vegetable sandwich. Potluck in a shell. That sounds fun. So the general finally let his thunder fall here in the Hakage, has he? No doubt his troops screwed up something really bad this time. Yeah, it's us.
The general's voice is as loud as ever. In fact, we could hear it all the way here inside the bar. Whoever the general yells, and all the young recruits come running in here in fear.
The road has finally been reopened. And now that I've got my entry permit, I can finally go to Bose. Alright. Let us go. Yeah, so they won't let us in anymore. Alright. Let us be off. We gotta go return to the Bose and get our payment and figure out what our next steps are. And probably pick up some new quests. Alright, let's get the birdie. Oh, I turned around just before I could get a preemptive strike. Alright, boy, let's see what you got. He's got fire! Whew! God, it's so brutal. All right, well, let's get some strikes in. Oh, he's got a freaking gun.
All right, we're good to go.
All right. Here we are.
So this is Bose, is it? It's much more urban than I imagined. That building over there is Bose Market, no?
Yeah, you seem to be quite knowledgeable. You sure this is your first time in Liberl?
I was smart enough to buy a tourist guidebook before I left. One published by your very own Liberal News, no less.
A guidebook? Do they really sell such things?
I don't know how to say it, but we live in a really convenient age. So, do you intend to go shopping at the Bose Market now? Yes, after doing a bit of window shopping, I plan to dress up and dine out. According to the guide, there's supposed to be a 3-star restaurant in town.
Right, the place that we ate at with the mayor. What I meant to say is, I guess it's the place. This place.
The Anteros, authentic liberal cuisine, or so they say. Indeed, no doubt this is the place. I'm quite looking forward to it. But suppose you cost you pretty mirror if you decide to go with full-course meal. I'd have to recommend a normal bar any day over this. Worry not, my fair lady. I've brought sufficient travel expenses. And if that's not enough, I'll earn more with my superb skills.
Superb skills? You're not talking about your song and music, renditions, are you? Can you actually earn mirror with that crap?
Ha! I've started the main opera singer at the great theater in Abronian capital before. If I remember right, I once earned 1,000,000 mirror in a single night.
Big fat liar.
Alright, everyone, good work. I guess this is farewell, till fate brings us together once more. Adios, amigos.
What horror have we unleashed upon the poor in this city? Is everyone from Erebonia a weirdo like that?
I don't think I like the idea of that being the Empire stereotype.
Huh?
What I'm trying to say is that I think the majority of the people there are quite serious. I read in a book that their ethos respect the strong, silent type.
So what you're saying is that he's simply a weirdo because he's an artist?
Now just hold up there, Estelle. If an artist of this world heard that, they'd be less than pleased. Let's see. We need to report the information we got from the general to Lograd. And it would be best if we let Mayor Maybell know after that, too.
So first, we visit the guild and the mayor's residence. Okay, let's get going. A lot of conversating today. And then after, like, we'll report to the guild, and then I'll probably go shopping as well. Oh, this is the church. What am I doing here? There we go. All right, so Bear Claw survey. I'm searching for a site in the Bose region with a plant known as the Bear Claw grows. If any know of such places, please notify me at the Spence Pharmacy within the Bose Market and come see me too if you need further information. Okay, well, in the Bose area, we need to find Bear Claw. I feel like I might already kind of know that one, so we'll have to see. The Neville Valley monster. Ferocious monster known as the Master Creon has been spotted roaming the Neville Valley. Bracers from the branch are requested to deal with this threat immediately. All right. That's the valley that was either like to the north, I think it's to the south. West Bose monster. A ferocious monster known as the Thunderquake has been spotted roving the West Bose highway. Bracers from the branch are requested to deal with this threat immediately. Gotcha. Okay, so a few more monsters to go hunt down after we make our report. Apparently there's nothing to report. What? Looks like there's nothing to report at this time. Come back again if you have anything else to report. Didn't I have a monster I took down? Oh, well. Oh, it's you kids. So did you find out anything about the incident? You bet. Value information at that. Estelle relayed the information they'd obtained from General Morgan. The Sky Bandits of the Kapo family. You're right, this is valuable information. It looks like we'll be able to decide on policy for the Bracer Guild related to this. However, I'm surprised to hear that General Morgan is an even bigger Bracer hater than he originally thought. Yeah, I was really surprised myself. In Roland, the job of the Bracer is pretty much respected by everyone, so to encounter someone that hates Bracers that much? Don't worry about it. General Morgan is an exception. Under normal circumstances, the Royal Army and the Guild maintain a pretty good cooperative relationship. However, looks like this time we're going to have to deal with a lot more than you bargained for. Well, I guess we'll have to try and make steady efforts while maintaining a low profile. But it looks like these recent burglaries are also the work of the Sky Bandits, right? Yes, taking into account the incident in Roland, it's pretty clear who's behind this. To call them burglaries is one thing, though, because most of the stuff that's been stolen hasn't been all that valuable. I would never have thought they would go as far to commit a heinous crime like hijacking the Linda. Now you mention it, that is rather odd. The burglary that happened in Roland was also rather mild in comparison. Yeah, the hijack an airliner and then turn around and demand a ransom for the royal family? The risks there are greater than any potential reward. In light of that, we should probably do a little more on the investigative side ourselves. Interesting. Now we go talk to the mayor. That's the hotel. Up. Come on, Missy, I'm begging you. Please let us in. If I could just get a comment from the mayor, I'd be on my merry way. Yep, that's right. And of course, I need a photograph too. I'm sure the mayor would be flattered, but she's extremely busy. I'm going to have to ask all those without an appointment to leave. I hope you can understand the situation. Come on, please. For an incident this huge, we hardly know anything about the circumstances surrounding it. And I have an obligation to inform the readers. But, yeah, what about the readers? We could probably reach double the number if we had the mayor's the mayor to grace our cover. She said it'd be very beautiful after all. Dorothy, why'd you have to go and say something like that? Huh? But it was you who was saying the same thing, remember? You said if we didn't have any news to go on, we could lure customers to buy the magazine by featuring a sexy mayor on the cover. You idiot! Miss. Well, aren't you two a couple interesting visitors? I'll make sure to tell Mayor Maybell about the details of our conversation. At this moment, however, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Wait, this is a misunderstanding. Please leave. Fine. So, are we gonna be okay not getting a photograph of the mayor then? Please, for the love of Adios and my sanity, keep your mouth shut. Neil, wait for me. Huh? Hello. Good afternoon, Lilia. Oh, it's you Bracers again. Did you just return from the Hacken Gate? Yeah, something like that. So, those two that you just turned away?
A bunch of unscrupulous individuals. Really? Those miscreants said they planned to use the mayor to make some quick mirror. But as long as I'm here to protect my mistress, I won't allow that to happen.
Haha, I see. You're really serious about your job, aren't you?
Deadly serious. That's because it's my duty. Anyway, why don't you all come inside? The mayor is waiting for you.
I'm glad to see you all again. Mayor Maybell has been excitedly awaiting your return. Not the dining room. Not the kitchen. It would be, I would absolutely believe Estelle to check the kitchen for the mayor. Because her logic being, that's right, B.
General Morgan has come here to visit on several occasions. He's a little difficult to describe, but what can I say is that he is a respectable man. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Both in good and bad sense. He has the temperament of a military man.
Alright, up the stairs we go. Nope.
Dealing with complaints from the citizens. Late deliveries of goods to the Bose Market because of the airspace being a no-fly zone. Servicing the sewer facilities. Collecting a congratulatory gift for Her Majesty the Queen. Harem incurred by monsters on the new essential path. When will all this paperwork finally end? Hello. Oh, are you back already?
You look pretty busy, so would it be better if we came back at a later time?
No, you're fine. So, you found something from General Morgan, right? I'd like to hear about it.
She's like, please save me from my paperwork.
Good work. I feel like I have a much clearer picture of the situation now. First, there's a hijacking by the Sky Bandits and now a ransom demand. The situation is much more serious than I originally anticipated.
If the General hadn't found out we were bracers, I think we could have learned more, but...
No, it's alright. I'm just glad you got to know it wasn't a crash. With this information, I should be able to take effective countermeasures with the city. Now I need to think of a way to inform the citizens of Bose and deal with the families of the passengers.
I imagine it'll be quite a difficult task, considering you're already as busy as you are.
Well, that's just the duty of the mayor. And since the identity of the criminals is now known, may I ask that you continue your investigation of the incident? Of course, that was our plan to begin with. We've already had a run-in with these Sky Bandits before. And I'll wager the honor of the guild that this is our one group we cannot simply leave up to the Royal Army.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's that to find, and then we need to deal with these Sky Bandits once and for all. Huh? What's with that look, Joshua? I was just thinking, and... No matter which way I look at things, I just can't believe it. Like, what can't you believe? That Dad could get beaten by a bunch of Sky Bandits? Basing my judgment on the ability of the group that appeared in Roland?
I'm in agreement with you there. Cassius could have easily dealt with a group of that caliber.
Come on, Joshua, you too, Shara? You're giving him way more credit than he deserves. He's pretty good, I'll give you that. But I think it would be a bit of a stretch to take on an entire group.
Do you mind if I ask you something? Are you trying to tell me that your father was on board the airliner?
Oh, didn't I mention that? I'm embarrassed to say it, but yeah, he was. Not to mention he's a bracer, too. His name's Cassius Bright.
Did you just say Cassius Bright?
Yeah. Why? Did you know my dad or something?
I never met him in person, but I heard a great deal about him. I'm sorry, I just don't know what to say. But we might be able to use this to get some information from the army.
Excuse me, Mayor?
I'm very sorry. I can empathize with you and what must be going through. If there's anything I can do to help with clear up this incident, then I'm at your disposal. If there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to ask.
I wonder if it's not so much the bracers the General doesn't trust, if it's Cassius he doesn't trust. I wonder what's up with the Mayor. As soon as we mentioned Dad's name, she got all surprised. You're right, but I guess I can imagine where she's coming from. The Mayor and the General have known one another for a long time, after all.
Well, let's not worry about that right now. The real question is, where do we go from here?
Just searching around blindly for the airliner or Sky Bandits probably won't amount to anything, right? I mean, if that's all it takes, then the army would have found them a long time ago.
Huh? What's the matter with you two? Estelle, you've matured. If I'd been the same as you before, you probably would have said something like, let's just comb through the entire region. I never thought I'd see the day where those words would come out of your mouth either. My heart's too full of emotions for words. So, what are you two trying to say? You two can be rude sometimes, I hope you know. We're complimenting you, Estelle, seriously. Unfortunately, unlike Roland, the Bose region is enormous. I'm really hoping for a clue right about now. A clue, huh? Oh, right! Wasn't that Niall and Dorothy we saw in front of the mayor's palace earlier? He seemed pretty starved for the story, but he's gotta know something by now, right? It's true he arrived in Bose a little before we did, so I think it may be worth talking to him. I wonder where they went. Well, I don't know, but let's go shopping real quick, and then we'll find them. Orbal factory, yes. My boss is way too trusting of others. In any case, it's impossible to get along for long in the business world like that, which is why I should be running the shop. Ha ha! Alright, let's see if we can open up some slots. Nope, can't open that, though we got a lot of time stones, and like, we had a lot of those stones, that's for sure. Oh, well. Pretty much all the merchants in Bose have their starting point in the market. First, you start in the market, which is subsidized by the city. Then, gaining experience, you're able to get approved to start your own store. And for that reason, people come here from far and wide to become merchants. It's actually a pretty neat little system. Alright, I have 1,300. That's not nearly enough for like, anything useful. Dang it. I also have to get some more missions done before I can really buy more equipment. So I need to buy, like, basic supplies. Nope. Wait a minute. Maybe I can do some side quests. Tender Poultry. I think I've got that now. The Antros Restaurant. East Bose Monster on the East Bose Highway. And the Nebel Valley. And... oh, wait. East Bose, I've already done that one. So West Bose Highway and Nebel Valley. Nebel Valley's over here. Okay. Now, I'm guessing Nebel Valley is going to be where our next mission is going to be, and I bet you that's where Bear Claw is. So. Ah, General Morgan. He's one of the great men who fought in the 100 Days War. He had Hackett Gate as one of the most important strategic military points. It's no surprise he oversees the border with the garrison. There. Kitty. My cat just decided to bite me. The Bose market is like the gateway to success for aspiring merchants. If I'm going to begin the kind of business, I have to get started in the Bose market. Finally made it to Bose. Man, I really got stuck in the Hackett Gate for a while. It's outrageous to make a merchant from the Empire such as myself wait that long. Alright, go to the restaurants. Currently looking for an in-house pianist. But there seems to be no one with the necessary skills anywhere in the whole land. I shall speak with the owner and see about summoning an imperial pianist for the restaurant. A pianist, huh? Man, when they say it's high-class joint, they're not kidding. Alright, who needed the stuff? And where's our friend? Requires much creativity as anything, and of course, just resistant to compromise. Yes, can I help you? Hello, we're here at the Bracers Guild. We have a delivery. And over Tender Poultry 5. Oh, thank you so much for going to all the trouble. I'm pretty sure you must have been busy with the other work. It was no problem at all. Helping those in need is what our job as Bracers is all about. Yes, just like Estelle said. And now with the airliners at standstill for a difficult time for all of us. I really appreciate you saying that. But the little bit of mirror I'm paying doesn't seem like enough. Oh, I know. Please let me do this for you too. Huh? Do what? I'll teach you how to make my specialty omelet. You mean the one served here at Antros? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. is it okay for you to be giving out your recipes like that? Don't worry, it's not a problem. Even if you make a dish just like the recipe says, it doesn't mean you'll get the same taste. Sounds like you've got a lot of confidence in your cooking. Remember, it's not about whether you're good or bad. It's like the relationship between a musician and her sheet of music. Depending on the person, the song will sound different, even though the music is exactly the same. That is pretty profound. And a recipe in the end is nothing more than a framework to make something delicious. By only following the rules, you'll be surprised at how many different ways that an end of flavor can turn out. It's true. Like, as someone who's gotten into baking recently, you really find that, like, as you get good and practice, you start to feel that you can make things more diversely, which is really cool because, like, you start making adjustments based on, like, your own sense of taste, and it becomes, like, more personalized. It's really cool. Learned Liberl omelet. Sweet. Score! We'll have to give it a try later on. Estelle, now this is just a little pre-cooking advice, so don't take it the wrong way, but please read the recipe before you try it. How rude! What are you trying to say? That I'm the worst cook ever? Then make sure you measure how much seasoning you put in. A pinch of salt doesn't mean you should drop a fistful in there, you know. I'll show you a fistful. Well, following a setup of any recipe is important, but enjoying what you cook comes first. Surprisingly, that's probably the best framework for any recipe. See? Now that's what I'm talking about. I totally agree. And thanks for the new recipe. My pleasure. Come and enjoy a bite to eat here every once in a while, too. Ingredient seeker complete. Awesome! No, I understand your feelings, but it hurts. But we have a quota to beat. No, I've had my eye on this for a long time now, and you're simply not giving my offer consideration you should. Try to look at the broader picture here. It's a great piece to offer for after the ships are air running again, right? Times certainly have changed, though. Now the tourists in the Empire come here to boast to buy our goods. I'm just not sure how I feel about that. I just keep thinking about all the men and women who were lost during the war. People who will never come back. That's grim. This restaurant becomes more and more popular each day the current owner took over. And just about every member of the staff here is handpicked specifically by her. Though I'm the exception, I guess. I came because I wanted to. The two of us have been waiting to come here forever now. We worked our little tushies off, pardon my Erebonian, to save up enough money to afford a meal here. But was it worth it? I wore my best outfit to come here, but I hope I don't seem overdressed. I'll need to be careful not to drop any of my tableware. The old market was quite bare bones, just some stalls lined up in a vacant field, a common flea market. But the merchants back then were made of even tougher stuff than they are today. There was Mayor's family, influential as anything, and all the traders of the Trino and Borden households. They all started that common flea market and worked their way up to what they are today. Is it true that all the operations airships have been halted? I suppose I have no choice but to prolong my vacation here then. And since there's something that can be done about it, why worry? Might as well enjoy it while I can. I can shop and eat as I wish and spend my capitalistic wings to fly. Not just the food here that's top quality, but the waitstaff and service as well. Just look around. You can see signs of the owner's dedication in every last detail. Alright. So our mysterious friend is not here, but that's okay. Alright. Reported. The bar. Our boss, now, he takes pride in the fact that our people tend to stick around for a long time when they come here. I'm guessing it's probably because a lot of people use this place for business meetings. Or maybe it's just because it's such a half-butted business, people feel right at home. I don't know. Seems the development of the orbal arts was far superior before the Grand Collapse. We're still discovering orbal relics from that era. That's what most people mean when they say they've unearthed an artifact. The Antros doesn't feel like a place where you can just sit back and relax, you know? You always feel rushed. That's why I make such a point of trying to give my establishment a comfortable, homey feel, so people know they can take it easy. Alrighty then. Darn that Nigel. We've always come in together and worked side by side. Can't believe you betrayed me like that. He's the one who signed the paper to give me a loan when I first started up the business, for goodness sake. And then he cheated his way to the top, and now this.
What the heck, Nigel? The heck, I say? Mirano in the Trino household. Kind of like a vice mayor, except she's kind of runs the place all by herself. The Borden household is pretty influential too, sure, but Miss Mirano is the real shadow mayor here, hands down. They've talked about her a few times. I wonder if I'm gonna. I wonder if I've met her, and if I'll remember that. I was worried about how I was going to run a store, but things finally started to sell little by little. So I guess the best thing I can do is give my customer service with a smile. Oh, here he is.
This marketplace is much more lively than I could have ever imagined. It was definitely worth seeing.
I'm having a hard time getting a new brand I ordered from the Royal City. And on top of that, merchandise is in short supply. Oh, this is her. Mirano.
I'd really like to leave my father's business deals up to Simon, but he still lacks understanding of the business world. And it would be a perfect time for Borden to take advantage of the situation. But I guess I get overwhelmed. I'll get Simon to help me out.
I try to find things with hidden value, get my hands on them for a reasonable price. The thrill of this is something you can't experience that easily in other occupations. To be honest though, I'm still quite an amateur at this myself. No matter how carefully I choose what I buy, more than half of what I get turns out to be junk. You dress for the occasion now.
They're just staring at things all the time. Maybe I should try and buy something for once.
Maybe. You got the money.
I haven't gotten foreign books in recently. Probably has something to do with all these restrictions put into effect by the army.
Alright, let's see if there's anything. So we got those, and we have Liberl news too, so nothing new. Okay, well, I'm a bit surprised. I honestly thought we were going to see the reporter here, but apparently not. Alright, so the only thing I can think of, if he's not here in town, would be the tower. Because we found them at that other tower, so it kind of would make sense that they would be heading towards this tower as well. But I'm going to go ahead and stop here. We're going to go ahead and end. I think I've been recording long enough. We had a lot of conversations. I don't know how long this episode's going to end up being, just because of the fact that I'm kind of like, I'm just running out of steam, and there was a lot of talking, so I don't want to make it too long. But without spoiling it, like, just I would appreciate if I should know, like, should I be finding them in Bose, or do I need to go somewhere else? Because I'm thinking I might just start exploring and seeing if I can find them, but we'll get there when we get there. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today, especially to the patrons to make it possible for me to continue making content like this. I really appreciate that you're being able to, like, you know, support me with all this, and I hope you enjoyed the series as much as I enjoyed making it. So thank you so much. You guys take care of yourselves. Looking forward to next week, because I'm excited too, and I want to see what's going to happen with the rest of this investigation. So until next video, watch me. I'll see you next. I'll see you there.